Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of April 17th, 2021. Luke the Big Dog Williams, Caleb Black, our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury. And it is time for part 2 of the WrestleMania week recap featuring parts 1 and 2 of WrestleMania nights 1 and 2.
Feel better?
I do. I got that out of my system. Yeah. Let's talk about WrestleMania.
All right. We're going to start with night 1, which took place on Saturday, April 10th.
Airing live on the Peacock Network.
For the first time.
Yeah.
All right. They started off the show with probably one of the most classiest things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon comes out with the entire roster on the stage, thanks to fans, tells them this is for them.
WrestleMania!
And that was the only thing he did for the fans the whole fucking 2 days. But anyway,
well, that's not entirely true.
We're going to go with the card, and the card starts as follows. The first match of WrestleMania 37 on night 1. Bobby Lashley defends successfully the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre in what they're calling a technical submission.
In old school, hard-hitting, fucking two big bruisers brawling it out. Bobby Lashley winning with a definitive submission.
18 minutes, 20 seconds.
It was a hell of a match.
I enjoyed the match.
Yeah.
I am huge on Bobby. I have been huge on Bobby Lashley.
We have done nothing but tout Bobby Lashley on this channel, especially Max.
Yes,
since
for sure.
He finally got, and none of us expected him to walk out a Mania champion.
Well, here's the deal.
Man.
Drew McIntyre got the shot at the title last year.
Yep.
His match was cut to like 6 minutes. Yep. He won the title in front of no fans, then successfully defended the title against no fans.
And Bobby Lashley's legit. You can put him up against anybody and not have to worry about it because he's legit. It's so good.
I think that they're keeping the title on Bobby Lashley as a ploy to bring in Brock Lesnar for that big title.
He's going to get an extensive run as a legitimate heavyweight champion, and it's going to be a fucking sight to see.
What I've been saying I want.
So happy.
Yep. All right.
Next.
Match 2. Here's where it's going to get interesting. I'm just going to say that a lot of things slipped. People and nipples. The women's tag team turmoil match that was, I'm not going to go through the whole list because not one of this tag team match was even remotely interesting. Natalya and Tamina win to challenge for the women's tag team champions on night 2. They won the match. It was 14 minutes and 15 seconds. It was 13 minutes and 59 seconds too long.
The Riot Squad had a really good showing. They debuted their new tag finisher, which was very cool, I thought.
We got to see Billy Kay for a few more minutes.
This match was not good. I don't think any of us expected it to be good, but it was not good.
It was not even close to being good.
And that's not a knock on women's wrestling.
No, it was just a bad match.
Because there were good women's matches fucking all week long.
And you know who I blame? The producer of the match.
Who was the producer?
TJ, Natalya's husband, as you know him as, help me.
Kid Dynamite. No, goddamn. What the fuck is his name?
Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd. Was
the producer of this match.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop letting people produce matches that their other significant others are in because it showed.
Yeah, it was not good.
Now, we're going to go from the shittiest part of WrestleMania, in my opinion, one of the
best.
To the match of WrestleMania, in my opinion, and that's Cesaro taking on Seth Rollins and getting his WrestleMania moment. Cesaro is
long overdue.
Was the man of both nights.
Yep. Yeah, Cesaro ruled ass. Seth Rollins ruled ass.
Seth Rollins busted his ass.
Made Cesaro look like $1 million. Cesaro made Rollins look like a legitimate threat. It was fucking great. Cesaro
is by far the MVP of WrestleMania this year, in my opinion. And also,
this WrestleMania was made for indie kids. Tyler Black, Claudio, Kevin Steen, and
they did everything that Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre did in almost half the time.
Yeah,
they went 11 minutes.
Yeah, it was great.
From wall to wall, fantastic. Now here's a match that has been decisive. With a lot of fans online, I think was fantastic the way they did it. Yes, divisive, thank you. And that was AJ Styles and Omos defeat the New Day for the Tag Team Championship. I liked it.
I liked it too, but they did it in reverse. They worked, the New Day, being the baby faces, wrestled the heel side of the tag match.
Yeah.
AJ and Omos wrestled as the heels, but took the babyface heat.
But it worked.
And it worked great. It was perfect. And then Omos gets the hot tag, comes in, rules ass. And fucking
what they did is they took AJ Styles and they built that mystique.
Yeah.
They built we want to see him in there and see what he can do, and AJ held it to the end.
And dominates.
Fantastic.
Now, we'll get to this on part 2, but that I don't like the fact that we did the giant intervention
two times
this weekend, but AJ almost was great. I was very entertained.
We moved to, honestly, was not a bad match. Braun Strowman defeats Shane McMahon inside the steel cage.
Was what it was. Shane McMahon hit Braun. They did it in a believable way, and this is why. Shane McMahon didn't go in there and fist fight Braun.
No.
Hits him with a bunch of gimmicks, tries to do the chicken shit escape. Braun stops him, has a
Tear
cool
through
power
the cage,
tears through the cage was cool. It was all right. It was all right.
Shane taking the Pepsi plunge from the top was fantastic.
Yeah, it was all right. I'm not mad about this match.
They went 11 minutes, 25 seconds.
Yeah.
So it was short, sweet, to the point.
Yep.
Next on the list, we're going to talk about the other standout of WrestleMania, also on night 1. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest defeat The Miz and Morrison. Bad Bunny, in my opinion, a shock. The man put the work in.
Yeah, he took the heat. He took the heat
did.
of the whole match. Morrison and Miz, whatever they got paid, it should have been double.
Yes.
Because they bumped, sold, and worked their asses off to make him look good. And he himself killed it. I mean,
the
Canadian Destroyer was a little for me. But that's, again, I've got the traditional mindset of he shouldn't have done that much, but fuck it. If we're throwing it to the wind.
Here's the deal. He did the dual Falcon arrows.
Yeah.
If he's going to do a Falcon arrow, let the man do a Canadian Destroyer. Pat McAfee did it. No one complained.
Yeah. And no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not complaining. It was great.
Yeah.
He out again for the second time in a year's span. Someone from the outside of professional wrestling has come in and outshone the entire women's tag team division.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Who do this job full time.
That's what I was just about to say. His sincerity and his selling.
Yeah,
he worked very hard. His bumps.
Yeah,
he was in the match for more time than Damian Priest was.
Yeah,
the guy put in the work. It shows. I hope that this isn't a one-off. I hope that they bring him back for something else because he was totally worth the money.
I 100% agree.
Totally worth the money.
Yep.
I might actually buy an album. Who knows? I don't even understand Spanish, but I might buy an album.
I won't do that.
And in the main event,
I don't speak Spanish.
Of night 1 of WrestleMania.
No, Spanish, he's from Mexico.
Get out of my house.
Stop it. Bianca Belair defeats Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship in one of the best women's matches in the last year.
I think it was the best women's match that we've seen probably
in a year
since the last time women
up there with Bayley and Sasha Banks in the Hell in the Cell.
It was very the thing I liked the most about it was that it was real emotion.
Yes.
They were both really overwhelmed in the moment, and the fans, and the first two women to main event of WrestleMania in a singles match.
First two
African American women to do it.
Yep.
It was all so real and so good, and goddamn, it was a great match. And that hair shot was brutal and cool, and I loved it. Loved every second of it.
And also, I'm going to point this out because I know a lot of marks on the internet gave a lot of shit for it. Who gives a shit if Sasha Banks was smiling and crying on the outside of the ring afterwards?
It was real.
The match was fantastic.
She was coming down off a high. She was surrounded by fans. She just killed it. Fuck you. She should have sold to the back. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No. You've never done this job.
Well, first off, the camera wasn't on her for the pay-per-view anyway.
Right.
This was something that was shown afterwards. But here's the point, and it's simply this. Sasha Banks, at one point, was probably the most selfish, stuck-up person I've in professional wrestling, and this woman has went 0-6 at WrestleMania by putting other women over.
Yep.
Try to say anything else about her, you're wrong.
Yep, I agree.
All right, night 2, April 11th, Sunday night.
You think we should just make a part 3 of this video because we're running low on time?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Randy Orton defeats The Fiend in probably the biggest shocker of WrestleMania.
I don't mind that. I just wish they would have done it differently.
I do too.
I get it. I don't have to like it.
I don't mind Randy Orton going over. As a matter of fact, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But again, the Alexa Bliss thing wasn't needed.
Yeah.
It kind of soured Randy Orton's win.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Also,
He should have been able to do it on his own.
Did anybody else notice that Randy Orton and Edge's gear matched?
Yes, that is actually an Easter egg of a push that...
Rated RKO?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Match 2, Women's Tag Team Champions retain. Match 3, Kevin Owens.
Hold on.
Yes.
That match was so bad.
It was so bad.
Tamina was so hot with that crowd. Natty was so hot with that crowd.
And they gave the title.
Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler suck as a tag team. Nia Jax sucks anyway.
Okay, first off, if you need me in the face, like Shayna need Natty in the face, I would eat your lunch all day.
It was just a bad match. Not a fan.
Horrible. Anyway, match 3, the indie match of the year. Kevin Owens defeats Sami Zayn in what was actually a hard-hitting match.
It's a great match.
They only went 9 minutes. It was short, sweet, to the point. We got to see Logan Paul get his ass whipped.
It was a very Austin moment with Paul kind of bucking off Owens and Owens doing the smile, televising it, getting the crowd into it. It was awesome.
Match 4, my man Sheamus wins me the points.
We also have to mention that the Florida crowd booed the shit out of Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Paul Logan, yeah. Oh, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan,
both. And Logan as well, yeah. Match 4, Sheamus wins the United States Championship from Riddle.
Yep.
Short
in a damn good match, Sheamus fucking kicked Riddle's head off.
Also, a lot of people don't realize that the tights that Sheamus was wearing were the exact same tights that he beat Daniel Bryan with wearing in WrestleMania for the 8 seconds. Same exact tights. Match 5, I'm not going to spend time on this. Apollo Crews beats Big E. You bring in the giant Babatunde, or whatever the hell you're calling him now. Horrible decision.
Good match, though.
Good match. Big E should have retained.
But to that point, though, Big E put over another young talent on WrestleMania.
I get it, but
I just wish that it was... The thing I don't like about it is that Apollo Crews has a shitty gimmick, and it makes him not a relatable...
Right.
You can't like him.
Right.
Like, you can like a good heel, but you can't like it if it's just blatantly bad. And it should have been Big E dropping the belt to a fired-up, legitimate, real Apollo Crews who was sick of not getting his push. Because I guarantee you that match would have been 10,000 times better.
Rhea Ripley defeats Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship.
Damn good women's
match. Was everything that I wanted and more.
Damn good women's match.
Exactly how I thought it was going to go down.
Anybody who doesn't know how good Asuka really is, you clearly haven't been fucking paying attention, because she is brilliant.
Yeah,
and Rhea Ripley is fantastic.
The main event, Roman Reigns successfully defeats Edge and Daniel Bryan to retain the Universal Championship at 21 minutes and 40 seconds.
Not how any of us expected it to go. Yeah. However, Roman got to do his Roman thing in front of a live crowd for the first time.
The match was good. Yeah. The match wasn't great, but it was good.
It was good.
Edge looked like $1 million. Daniel Bryan looked like $1 million. Roman Reigns looked like $2 million.
Roman Reigns is just the best fucking thing the WWE has right now.
I think the decision for that was made off night 1 when the crowd reacted to Cesaro due to the fact that I think that's where we're going. Cesaro and Roman Reigns for the championship. I think when they found out that Cesaro was so over and the match was so well done, I think that they were like, okay, keep the title on Roman. We'll push to SummerSlam, and that's where we'll take the belt off. Match was great. Triple threat ending kind of didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Because we've seen these kind of endings before, and they never end up the right way.
And at WrestleMania, every title changed hands, with the exception of the 2
Reigns.
world titles.
Yep. And Bobby Lashley. Yep.
But like we're saying, how legitimate Bobby Lashley is.
Oh, and the women's tag titles did not change.
We don't count those.
Yeah, we don't.
For everything we're talking about, the legitimacy that Bobby Lashley has, Roman Reigns has too.
Yes.
So both programs have a large, dominant, fully grown fucking heel world champion.
Yep.
Both of which have a fucking great mouthpiece manager.
So WrestleMania, both nights, 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna even I'll go higher than that. I'll 4.5.
I'm gonna go 3.5.
Say 4.5.
I don't think it was as good as Stand and Deliver.
Let us know what you thought about WrestleMania down in the comments below. After you like and subscribe, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Stay tuned for more videos coming your way this week.
Birthdays and bullshit!
Whoop.